Hi, second grade. So we're still building our timeline. As people begin to start moving into New York City, you're going to see the city itself changing based on who's moving there and how many people. So let's review our timeline and then add another piece to it from what we learned today. So this is Manhattan now. And this is where we started, Manhattan 400 years ago, before any Europeans came. Then about 350 years ago, we started New Amsterdam. You can see the wall here. Okay. And from what we learned today, from about 1700, from about this time until about 1920, people start moving. Many people start coming, immigrating to New York City. And you can see that Manhattan itself is changing, looks much busier. And that's about 150 years ago. So now let's look at Manhattan in relation to who came. So the first inhabitants of New York City were the Lenape. Okay. Then in 1609, about 400 years ago, Henry Hudson came, sailing for the Dutch. Then in 1624, about 350 years ago, 50 years later, New Amsterdam was formed. And this is all the Dutch. There's Dutch people coming because it is a colony of Holland. And then in 1664, England comes and takes control of New Amsterdam and they rename it New York. Okay. And just about then, in 1700, you start seeing many English and other Europeans coming to New York City. And then in 1815 is the beginning of the waves of immigration that are coming in. You can see that here. That's about 200 years ago. And we're getting many more immigrants in different waves from Europe and China. And here you can see how the town, the city itself starts to change. The buildings start to change as more and more people start to come to the city. All right. So we'll keep looking at the changes as we learn more about New York City population over time.